Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things. And towards the beginning of January, I gathered together a bunch of things and put them in this box since I was moving to this house. And this is what I basically used, I would say 75% of the month. I did not have my drawers of makeup and I was living out of this box. And I called it a shop my stash, but I feel like a shop my stash isn't necessarily what I did. This was basically me picking the stuff that I absolutely love and use all the time and I could trust to only have this with me for unknown amount of time. And I'm gonna kind of go through a recap of what I found myself using versus not using and if I learned anything from this. And then I'm gonna talk at the end of this video about a shop my stash sort of thing in the future on my channel and where I see it going. So if any of that interests you, then keep on watching. Let's go. All right, let's start with primers. I had 4 primers in here thinking I would go through and use up at least one of these, and that did not happen. I will say, I think the most used was both my primer water and this number 7 airbrush away primer. My primer water, because that's usually what I use when I get ready for work, so that was like a gimme. I knew that was gonna get used up, and I mean, right now I'm about halfway through this little one. I will say these two, the Becca primer and the number 7 primer, they probably only have a couple uses left each. Like these are on their last leg and I might try to, you know, finish them up this month because I really do like them, but I don't want to just have them sit around because I don't want to run out of them. Surprisingly enough, I don't know if I ever reached for the primerizer. And that honestly might be, I think, because it kind of got buried at the bottom. And a lot of days when I'm getting ready for work, I'm just kind of grabbing what I see. So this kind of just got lost. It's not that I don't like it, it just kind of got lost in the mix. Now for foundation, I had the L'Oreal Pro Glow, the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and the JOA Truly Yours. I would say of the 3 of these, I used the L'Oreal and the JOA the most, only because this one is a very matte foundation and I don't love that this time of year, and I would only use it when I was using a hydrating primer to test it out in videos. So that's the only time I really reached for this one. I will say, once I tried that NARS foundation though in that one video, I stopped really using these because that was so good. So that kind of did interrupt a lot of my shop my stash, was I was still trying to actively film testing new makeup. So some of that did kind of interfere with this, just to be honest with you. And for concealer, I had the Bendy Avocado Concealer and the Catrice Concealer in here. I will say, I've been trying to use up this Catrice concealer, but since I took the stopper out to be able to use more of the product, it does get messy when I close it. So automatically on work days, I won't use this because I don't have time to deal with the mess it makes. So I feel like I was reaching for the Bendy Avocado a lot. While I think this is a really nice concealer, for $22, I don't know. I don't see myself buying it again. And that's just the truth. Now we have powders. I did only use one pressed powder, and for some reason I used this Absolute New York banana powder. That was just a silly thing on my part. I don't know. I just kind of grabbed a powder. I really should have done something more translucent, thinking back. My most used powders were the Dermablend powder, which is almost completely out, and the Hourglass powder. I really do like these two. For some reason, I never reached for this Cover FX powder, and I think it's because it is so mattifying. I've been feeling so dry, so I feel like a powder this mattifying was not that great this time of year to put in this. Then brow products are what killed me. So I had this Ulta Beauty brow pencil, the Precisely My Brow, and the CoverGirl pencil. The CoverGirl pencil and Precisely My Brow completely ran out. This is a backup that I have, but I only have just recently gotten back to it because my backups were obviously all packed away. So I was stuck with this Ulta Beauty pencil a lot. And the shade is just a little too light for me, so I feel like my brows were not looking their greatest this month. I will say I reached for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel the most because I feel like this Gimme Brow, sometimes it just like gets out of the lines and it gets messy, and I never have to worry about that with a clear brow gel. For eyeliners, I had 2 Urban Decay eyeliners. I had Zero and Goddess, and I made a mistake. Zero is my black eyeliner. It was pretty much all the way rubbed down and needed to be sharpened, and I packed my pencil sharpener. So I basically wore navy blue eyeliner the majority of the month because of that. But don't worry, I have since unpacked my sharpener. For eyeshadow, I only went with one eyeshadow palette, which was the Violet Voss Holy Grail eyeshadow palette. I don't regret this. I definitely think this was a good choice because it is really neutral and easy to make a look with. However, I will say it is very neutral and easy to make a look with, so it did get a little boring after a while. I also had the JCat Prismetal and this Glitter and Glow from Stila. Never reached for the Glitter and Glow. Honestly, never had a reason to go glittery. I did reach for this one a couple times, but all in all, I wish I had added something maybe a little bit more fun. For bronzer, I had the Catrice Sun Lovers bronzer with the contouring palette. Obviously, these were my only options, so I really did use these all month. I did start getting tired of this bronzer, but that's only because I really do like switching it up. But I really like both these products, so I was fine with that. For blushes, I actually actively like rotated through these blushes. I had the Sephora matte blush in Shame on You, the Bare Minerals Gen Nude and Let's Go Nude, and the Milani Luminoso blush, and I was really happy with all three of these. I actively used them all. Now for highlighters, I had three. First was the Catrice highlighting powder. This was my most used because I do wear this one to work all the time. Then this Ofra Everglow. I use this white all the time in my inner corners. I will say this Becca highlighter was probably my least used, and I think similarly to the primerizer, it just got kind of hidden at the bottom of the box, so it was never the fastest thing to reach for. And this is Vanilla Quartz. I really do like this shade. And then only having 2 setting sprays, I reached for these every day. The Catrice to set the powders and then the Morphe to set everything at the end. That was a great combination. So for mascara, I went with 3 minis, thinking I would use one of them up, and none of them finished up, which makes me think, why do I ever use full-size mascaras? I have this Dior Pump and Volume. I really like this one. The Benefit Roller Lash, which is my favorite. And then Too Faced Better Than Sex, which is not a favorite of mine at all. And I was really hoping to finish this one up, and it is not finished still. So there's that. And then lip products. I think I had the Almay Lip Vibes in this, and I think that's in my purse because I wear that one all the time. So that's not here. I will show you what I actively know I 100% wore. I definitely wore the Pixie by Petra Matte Lip in Pastel Petal. I definitely wore this Wet n Wild Bare It All lipstick. I definitely used the Beauty by Pop Sugar Be the Boss lip gloss. And I'm fairly certain I used the Liquid Cat Suit from Wet n Wild in Rebel Rose. And I think these last 4 I just never reached for. And once again, it's because I was like either at work or moving most of this month. I wasn't really out doing anything, so I never wore this. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip from the Kathleen Lights ColourPop collab in Moonchild. I also don't think I used my Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in All Natural Nude. I'm fairly certain I didn't use either Nude 6. And this one is a Intense Matte in Kiss. And this one's a Matte Cream in Naughty and Spice. And I'm pretty sure I never used these. So I definitely found it interesting seeing what I did versus didn't use. And of course, testing new products for videos kind of alters that. And, you know, I'm actively trying to test things while doing these, give you guys an idea of what I think works versus doesn't work. But this was really cool. This was my first ever experience doing a Shop My Stash style video. Now, going forward, I don't know if a real Shop My Stash could ever work for me because, you know, Monday through Friday when I am going to work, yeah, maybe I'm trying this blush versus that blush or this black eyeliner versus that black eyeliner. But I'm not really doing anything crazy and adventurous. I don't really like to test out like different foundations if I know like I don't want it to look like bad at work. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going crazy. Maybe I'll wear a different neutral eyeshadow one day versus the other day. So what I'm thinking is maybe monthly I can do 5 to 10 products a month that maybe I know I don't reach for and see if having those in my stash make me use them more or try to find ways to incorporate them into my everyday life is like I don't know. I don't know what to call this because I don't think it's a Shop My Stash. Is that something you guys would want to see on this channel? It's more of a, no, I don't know what the word is. I'm really gonna have to think about it. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this idea. If you guys can have any good feedback of what you think, how I could do this. If you've seen somebody do something similar to this, let me know, because I don't think a full Shop My Stash is going to work on my channel, at least for now. Maybe in the future I could do it, but I don't see it working right now. So for now, I'm thinking in February, I'm gonna pick out 5 to 10, maybe let's start with 5 items I know that I literally never reach for and see if I can incorporate them into my look. I wanna know what your guys' feedback is, and then when I hear your feedback, I'm going to film a video with those items, talk about what we've kind of decided collectively to do, and maybe use those items in that video. And I think that will be our plan. Let me know, like I said a million times, what you guys think, and if you enjoyed this Shop My Stash. And yeah, that's it for this video. As usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. My Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys!